Peasant movement. India is a country of villages and farmers are its backbone. They depend upon monsoon for agriculture, which is their livelihood. When monsoons fails, they find it difficult to meet the demands of both family and profession. To come out of this, they go for loans. In addition to it, interest, unscientific land acquisition, improper price for their produce, inadequate supply of electricity, the problem of mediators and the like intensify peasants' plight. So the plight means unfortunate condition. Next, feudal attitude of landlords and the exploitations like bonded laborers or contracted labor have led to protests and agitation. Here are the leaders who fought for the causes of peasants. Chaudhary Charan Singh, former Prime Minister of India; Sri Sharad Joshi, leader of Setgari movement in Maharashtra; Mahendra Singh Tikayat, leader of Bharatiya Kisan Union (BKU) in Uttar Pradesh; Narayana Swami Naidu of Tamil Nadu; Professor M.D. Nanjunda Swami. So he had a champion of right movement, N.D. Sundaresh, A. Somalingayya, Shesha Reddy of Karnataka, Rajya Raita Sangha, that is KRRS in Karnataka, have fought for the causes of peasants. Causes of peasant movement. Number 1. Feeling of deprivation or lackness. Peasants are deprived or lacking of the facilities when compared to organized sector like industry. They face problems like shortage of quality seeds, fertilizers and pesticides, lack of adequate price and support price, waiving or rejection of loans, subsidies for agriculture implements, insurance for crops and the like. The demand for these have made farmers to unite together to agitation. Number 2. Negligence of farmers' problem. The British government neglected the problem of agriculture sectors and peasants. At the same time, the Bengal government banned the blue crops and acquired farmers' land. In addition to this, they imposed heavy taxes and enhanced the prices. All this caused for Kheda movement. So this blue crop is also known as indigo planting in Bengal, dated back to 1777 when Louis Bonnard, a Frenchman, introduced it to the Indians. He was the first indigo planter of Bengal, so he started cultivating in some parts of Bengal. With Nawabs of Bengal under British power, indigo planting became more and more commercially profitable because of demand for blue dye in Europe. Later, it was introduced in large part of Bengal, that's in India and Bangladesh too. The indigo planters persuaded the peasants to plant indigo instead of food crops. So they provided loans called dadon at very high interest. Once a farmer took such loans, he remained his debt for whole life before passing it to his successor. So the farmers could make no profit growing indigo. The farmers were totally unprotected from the indigo planters, who resorted to mortgage or destruction of their property if they were unwilling to obey them. Government rules favored the planters by an act in 1833. The planters were granted a free hand in oppression. Even the zamindars sided with planters. Under this severe oppression, the farmers resorted to revolt. So the Bengali middle class supported the peasants wholeheartedly. That's why this Bengal government banned the blue crops and acquired farmers' land. In addition to this, they imposed heavy taxes and enhanced the prices. All these caused for Kheda movement. Number 3. Unbearable debts. Peasants raise loans from banks and financial institutions, but they are not in position to repay it for reasons like market fluctuations and the tactics of brokers, etc. This intensifies the burden of debts and interest. All these forces them to commit suicide. This adversely affects the family. So incidents like this creates horror among others and leads to protest. Number 4. Natural calamity. Peasants depend more on monsoon, which are usually irregular. Hence, it is popularly known as Indian agriculture is playing gamble with monsoons. As a result, floods and famine, diseases to crops, soil erosion leads to infertility of soil. These situations forces them to become victims and they go for agitation. Number 5. Unscientific land acquisition. In the wake of urbanization, and industrialization, the governments are acquiring or collecting cultivable lands of farmers. Many a times, proper compensation is not given and they are not provided with alternate. As a result, they become landless and unemployed. Such measures of government leads to movement. Number 6. Support price. Amidst innumerable problems, means other than these problems, farmers do not get adequate price to their produce. At that time, the government has to intervene or take part and announce support price to the farmers' produce. When government fails to do so, they intensify for agitation. Next comes political implication of peasant movement. The governments have taken measures to reduce the problems of peasants by following measures. Number 1. Agricultural loans. So these agricultural loans includes National Crop Insurance Program NCIP, National Agricultural Insurance Scheme NAIS, Weather Based Crop Insurance Scheme, Primary Land Development Bank, that is PLD. These all you need to study. Number 2. National Agriculture Scheme. So this scheme is for the agriculture improvements. So National Development Council NDC has made enormous arrangement in 2007 and National Agriculture Scheme was implemented with a view to enhance 4% in agriculture production. The main objective of this plan is to determine agriculture policy of all the states and provides essential facilities. Number 3. Waiving of debt. When farmers are not able to get yield to their expectation, they cannot clear the debts. To uplift the farmers from the debt, the government have taken measures to waive the debt of farmers. This has reduced the suicide and death rate of farmers. Number 4. Establishment of Peasants License Center or Peasant Cooperation Center. To protect farmers from low quality seeds, fertilizers and protect crops from diseases, Peasants License Centers are open to provide necessary implements and information related at hobby level. Number 5. Veterinary services. Government is providing veterinary services to the livestock which also support agriculture through encouraging dairying and Savayava Krishi, that means organic agriculture, which are allied sector. Number 6. Land Reforms Acts. National Land Reforms Act was implemented in Karnataka in 1974 when Sri Devaraj Urs was the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Land Reforms Act of 2013 provides more compensation to landowners, rehabilitation and settlement facilities, retaining the ownership of land with farmers, no forceful acquisition of agricultural land till the final settlement, providing the same quantum or providing the same level of land elsewhere in the case of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. That's why this Land Reform Act was implemented in Karnataka in 1974.